Destroy your brain. There's only one way for a player to escape now. You must clear the game. Players, I wish you the best of luck. No way. I don't believe it! Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, thank you, Heathcliff.
Your HP drops to 0. Your avatar will be deleted from the system forever. And the nerve gear will simultaneously destroy
4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, thank you, Sashi.
The only thing I thought about is how I was going to survive.
Yeah, back to back.
Even if the monster pit.
Alright, 5, 4, 3. There's only one way for a player to escape now. You must clear the game. Players, I wish you the best of luck. I don't believe it!
Kirito? Your name is Kirito. In this world, a single blade can take you anywhere. The only thing I thought about was how I was going to survive. Even if a monster
Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2.
What we're gonna do today, it's not, okay, oh, it's not up there. Oh, see, I'm seeing stuff here that you're not seeing, so that's cool. What we're gonna do today is we're going to have a little chat with our guest. We're going to talk a little bit about how she got into the business and some of her background and some of her roles, which I know you've known. And then we're going to give a chance for some people to get up here and try their hand at voice acting. I'll direct you, and then she'll give a little bit of critique. So how's that? That work for you guys? All right, so we're supposed to do a little retrospective here, but they're having a little bit of trouble. So if not going to happen, let me know. And we're nodding and shaking and nodding and shaking. So why don't we go ahead and we'll get her up here, and that'll okay, we'll get her up here, and that'll be. We'll go over her credits in my way. So she is a very prolific voice actress. She's done everything from Magic of Madoka, K-On!, Monsuno. Has been on television as a regular on Weeds, Desperate Housewife, Gilmore Girls, and games like World of Warcraft and League of Legends. She's a very nice person and one of my favorite people on the planet, Karen Strassman. So, hello. Oh, you need a microphone. That works. Let me get this one pulled up. All right, is that one working? Bueller, anyone? Okay. Can we pull it way up? Try to talk to him.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
There we go. All right, good. So hi.
Hi, you guys. Thank you. I'm so touched by all of these people in this room. It's great that you're here. Thank you.
And the strange heads and hats is wonderful. Really quickly, where did you start? I mean, where were you born? Where did you grow up?
I was born in Washington, D.C., but my mother was Danish, and half of my family still lives in Denmark. Så jeg taler en lille smule dansk, jeg taler ikke så godt, men jeg elsker Danmark. I speak a little Danish, and I have my family there.
I don't know what you said, but it sounded great.
Yeah. Det er meget god
I would hurt myself if I tried to do that.
So that's what I grew up in Washington, D.C. Spent a lot of time with family in New York, and
Wow.
Where I grew up.
Wow. So you got into acting. I did a little research, and you got into acting at a very early age. Is that correct?
I did. I fell in love with acting. I think as early as I can remember, I was making up plays in my basement, trying to bribe my parents into seeing them at the age of 3 and 4. I think the moment that I totally, completely fell in love with acting was when I was about 14, and I got to play Helen Keller in The Miracle Worker. And it just took my breath away to be able to do that, and to discover that I could fall so deeply into a character and that it would be so meaningful to me and that I could move people and touch people while doing it and tell a story that's significant. And I remember I used to go to rehearsals and I'd get there early and I'd blindfold myself and I'd walk around the set so I could memorize what it was like and experience what it would be like to be blind. And I became totally immersed in love with acting.
So did you take a theater education when you later, or?
Yeah, I just took acting class after acting class. In the summer, I took acting camps and acting workshops, and anytime I could be in a play, I was.
So, prospective voice actors, listen to that. That's important. Okay. So, but you ended up working in France. So how did that come about, that you ended up in France working in French, if I'm not mistaken? So you have an affinity for languages.
Apparently. I moved to France when I was 19 or 20. I went there for a year to study. And I wanted to learn another language. I wanted to live somewhere else. And if anybody here ever gets the opportunity to spend even 6 months of your life in another country, I highly, highly recommend it. It just gives you such a perspective on the world. So I went there to study for a year, and I got an apprenticeship as a dialect coach in a studio where they were coaching French actors to act in English for movies and television. And then I started coaching French actors on the sets of films and television that they were shooting in English. And when I was on the set, directors would sometimes say, "Oh, little Karen, she's so cute, we should put her in a role." And so I started acting for TV in France. And at the same time, I was offered a full-time job at the place I was dialect coaching. And then I got into the most prestigious acting school in Paris called the Conservatoire National Supérieur. That's a very long name. And I studied there with a lot of famous French actors at the time. And I just kept staying another year and another year and another year. And pretty soon I was fairly fluent with the language, and pretty soon I was dubbing French films into English. And sometimes English films into French. I did the voice of Meg Ryan in French Kiss, and I dubbed her American voice into French because they wanted an American accent. And then I started, and then I did TV and films and tons of French theater, and I did that for about 16 years.
Wow. So I'm looking at credits here, your French credits: Air France, Eurostar, Disneyland Paris. Well, that's kind of cool.
I was many voices at Disneyland Paris, and I did films for them. If you used to call up to book your train thing on Eurostar, you would get my voice. I did a lot of voices that were on the plane for Air France.
I think I heard you with the lead.
Yeah, I did voices for the lead.
So you're working in France, and now how is it that you ended up back here, and how is it that you ended up in anime?
Well.
Everyone's story is unique.
First of all, I just want to tell you guys I adore Tony, and I'm just like, I'm just so happy to be up here having this conversation with you.
Gosh.
We've worked together so many times and had so much fun, and this is cool. To answer your question, so this is, my mom died in the year 2000. And she died of cancer, and she was 59 years old. And she had battled cancer for 3 years, and she was one of the healthiest women amongst her friends. And at that time, it made me realize that life might be a little shorter than I might have thought. And I started looking at the dreams I had in my life, and the things that I sort of wanted to do, and kind of said, "Oh, I'll do that one day. Oh, yeah, I'll do that one day." And on that list was, I'd really like to work in Hollywood. I'd really like to do American films and television. I'd like to, do American video games. I'd like to work in that arena. So I started flying back over to Los Angeles from Paris, and I would work on all these cartoon series and stuff in Paris, and I'd take the money I earned, and I would invest it into photos and reels and all the tools you needed to become an actor in Los Angeles. And then I go back to Paris and make more money. And then I come back to Los Angeles and continue to invest in and have meetings with agents and just network and meet people. And I was really, really lucky that I could do that because a lot of people come here with an empty pocket. And to be an actor in this city, it actually takes some funds, most people find. And I met through a friend an amazing woman named Mona Marshall. How many people know Mona Marshall? And Mona being an incredible human being, an angel.
And mom to everyone.
And mom to everyone. She listened to my CD, I think it was a cassette at the time. And she said, "You're really good." And I said, "Wow, thanks." And she said, "I'm going to introduce you to somebody." And she introduced me to Eric Sherman. And I remember the day when it was in a different studio. It was way before Bang Zoom, but it was on Magnolia. And you had me in there for an audition. And I went in there, and I knew that I was really good at what I did because I worked constantly in Paris in French and in English. But when you come into a big market like this, it's really scary. It was scary for me. And I walked in there, and they were so kind to me, and I guess I did good.
Do you remember what show it was? Rurouni Kenshin.
Yes!
Yes!